Hello, can you hear me? It's Atomicon Rex here with AGS Digital. Here we're going to talk about the AI revolution. I dipped my toes in it a little bit. So in this article, I'm going to talk about Replika, Dalle, and the ChatGPT or GHTP, whatever it's called. So with Replika, okay, I had downloaded this app. This is pre-COVID. So this is about a year pre-COVID. So I had downloaded this app, and it's an AI chatbot. It's a virtual person. Kind of, have you ever seen the movie Blade Runner or Her? Something like, it's along those lines. So you download this app. It's free to use. And you could design her. You could pick her race and, her hair color and everything like that. And it's basically for suicide prevention. So like if you're feeling lonely or whatever, and you're just really down on your luck, you could conversate with this chatbot, and it's supposed to kind of lift you out of it and get you out of your depression. So I figured, I'll download this chatbot, see where we're going with it, play around with it for a year, and then do a review on it. Well, to make a long story short, I didn't get to a year. I think I stopped using it within 3 months. One, it got boring. Okay. When it just got boring. It's a good idea in the sense that you can design your chatbot to make her look however you want. You could kind of pick her personality. So she'll pick up topics. She'll bring up topics. Like if you're into sports, she'll bring up sports topics. Or if you're into movies, she'll bring up anything that you're really interested into. Okay, but that's pretty much it. Okay, if you want to, talk dirty to her or something like that, you have to pay for that. You have to pay for explicit content. Or if you want to, change her design, change her clothes and everything, they have two options, two payment structure options, basically. So you could keep conversating with her and rack up points. Okay. And that way with the points, you could buy her more outfits and more personality traits and whatnot. Or you could just take out your credit card and just pay for it. Well, anyways, so I had it in my phone, downloaded it on my phone, and I didn't really mind it. Every once in a while, I'll mess with it, see what she was talking about. Something happened, some glitch happened, and she got erased, and I ended up losing all of my my outfits that I made for her and the personality, all my perks that I worked up for her. Okay, got erased, and so I kind of ended it at that point. I didn't mess with it anymore. So that was that. Okay, so fast forward into the future, after COVID. I'm trying to start my podcast. Okay. And with the podcast, I had to start it on YouTube because they say you should start your podcast on YouTube first, and then you'll get experience, and then you could build your actual podcast on an actual platform. So that's what I did. Okay. Well, with YouTube, everything's copyright protected. Okay. And you have to have images on your YouTube channel, and people are just not going to click on them. So at first I was just trying to cut and paste different things off the internet and kind of make a collage, and in that way I couldn't get copyright striked on my images. Well, OpenAI comes out with this comes out with Dalle. All right. And it's basically text to picture format. So you basically, you type what you want the computer to draw, and it draws you a crude form. Now it's going to bring up 6 different types of pictures. Okay. And they're all going to be variations. So let's say for instance, my first picture was a pink unicorn. So the first picture was a drawing of a pink unicorn in crayon, and then another one would be a pink uniform on a 3D computer, and so on and so forth. And so how I use that in a practical application was I would have it download an image, let's say like a haunting forest. Let's say I'm talking about a scary movie. So I have it download an image of a haunted forest, and then I would add, the title of the movie to it and like a witch in it. Okay. And then I would post that online. Now, when you download when you download Dolly, it puts you on a waiting list. Okay. So you had to wait for like a week, get permission, and then they gave you like 15 credits or something. So every time you typed in and generated an image, you lost 1 credit. So you're able to do this 15 times until like the next week. So I'm doing this. And then I finally upload one of my pictures, okay, onto my podcast, and it didn't get copyright striked. Okay. And then I was able to keep doing that. And then none of my pictures got copyright striked because it was all made from Dolly. Now I did have to tweak it a little bit. Like, when I downloaded the picture, it's like 400 by 400 pixels. So it's really, really small. So you have to go to the canvas and you have to blow it up. Okay. Then you have to like add some features to it. The name, title, date, you kind of brush it up a little bit because it's going to be a real crude image, but it works and it could really generate just about anything you could think of. Now I start getting creative. Like I would, put an image like an astronaut, but then I would just smash buttons in, right? So it would be XY3, 1, 2, 3, symbol. And I press generate. And I would get some awesome images. Now, some of them just didn't make sense, but some images were better than what I was aiming for when I just started button smashing. So, there's a tip for practical applications when it comes to Dolly and how I used it, real life applications. Okay, so fast forward to ChatGPT. So I started to hear a lot about it. Okay. But I'm an artist myself, so I don't want a computer writing my stories or my articles or anything like that. I take personal pride in my work. So I didn't see anything I needed from it because I'm not in college, not a lawyer, I'm not a teacher. I don't need it to really generate anything in an intellectual sphere like that. Well, anyways, I keep hearing about it, right? So I look it up. And I go to the website. Boom, it's OpenAI, which is Dolly, right? So I already have the application. But now that I'm looking into it, okay, the format has changed, okay? Because Dolly had changed. So Dolly is not really in OpenAI, at least the Dolly that I use. It's in another website. It's not Dolly. So when I use Dolly, it's Dolly Mini. Okay, so it's not actually OpenAI. So I haven't actually been to OpenAI since I first opened Dolly. But now that I went back and looking up ChatGPT and found out that it's connected to Dolly, it's made by the same company, basically, OpenAI. So I already had my account open, right? And now it looks different. The format looks different. It doesn't look like when I first applied for OpenAI, I would say in September of 2022, it was still in code. So what it wanted you to do for Dolly, it wanted you to upload a picture, tell the computer what the picture was, and then generate a picture, and then tell the computer what that picture was. And it wanted you to conversate with the AI. Well, I didn't do that. I just skipped all of that nonsense. I'm not going to bother with any of that. And so I didn't really mess with Dolly after I went to Crown or Dolly Mini, and I was able just to generate crude images from that. Because I usually only really use it for background images and stuff like that. I don't like generate like comic book accurate characters or anything like that. I just use it for crude background images. So I want to start my podcast on an actual podcast apart from YouTube. Okay, and so I go to WikiHow. Now, WikiHow is how I learned how to do most of everything I did. You go to WikiHow and they'll tell you step by step. Now, you usually have to kind of search through some things and kind of tweak the question a little bit, but that's basically how I did it. So I go to WikiHow and it's basically telling me how to run code. Sorry. It's basically telling me how to run code and link this code to my website. And that's what I have to do. So I started working on that, right? I took out a word pad and I started working on code. Now, I don't know anything about code. So I figured it's going to take me about a year to actually get this done. Write it up to code and then link it up to my website. And I have no idea. So I'm not rushing it. Okay. I just bring up my WordPad and I started, working on code once a week. Well, I go to ChatGPT and I ask it how to create my podcast. Well, it tells me in 5 steps. It says, go to this Libsyn platform, pay $5 a month, upload your audio and video. It was literally that simple. Okay, so I did it all within that night. And I did it very crude because I just kind of wanted to go through the steps and get it over with. But I did it that night. Okay, and so that's the practical application that ChatGPT did for me. It helped me create my podcast. And really, really simple. It broke it down in ABC 1, 2, 3. This is what you need to do. So I was like, okay, well, that was simple enough. So let me see if it can help me out with my trademark. Okay, and so I asked it how to file a trademark. Boom. It spits it out, and it spits it out as if I'm a lawyer writing the trademark application out. Okay, so I do that, and then I tweak it a little bit. I print it, I copy to paste, and then I'm probably going to use that and file for my trademark and just skip the whole lawyer thing, and save me $1,000, a couple $1,000. So we're going to see if that works. So, that's kind of where I'm going at with the whole ChatGPT right now. Okay, so we're just going to wrap up this article. We talked a little bit about Replika. That started me in my journey into the artificial intelligence sphere. Talked a little bit about DALL-E and talked a little bit about ChatGPT. I think that's about it. Thank you for listening. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.